Now Python has a module named datetime to play around with date, to know about date, to know how much time your code is taking to execute. All of these can be done using the datetime library over here. So it's already pre-installed in your system, so you don't need to install it. But again, if you want to install it, you know how it is done. Python has a module named datetime to work with dates and time. Let's create a few simple programs related to date and time before we dig deeper. So let's import datetime, again small. So yes, it's already installed. So let's create datetime object. So it creates an obj first of all. So let's write datetime dot datetime dot now, and let's print datetime obj. So what it will do is it will print out exactly today's date and time. Now, here we have imported datetime using the datetime statement over here. This is the package. We are importing it out. One of the class defined in the datetime module is datetime class. So over here we have a datetime class and we have to create an object for that. We then use now method to create an datetime object containing the current local data, that is local date and time. So if you want to get the current data, so current date obj date dot obj, and let's create date time dot date dot today. Let's check date obj. So that is today's date. So similarly we have a lot of things. What's inside date time? We can use dir function to get a list containing all the attributes of a module. What I mean by this is, let's run the dir. Inside of this, let's write all. So these are all the attributes that we have inside of datetime. So you can always use out this function for each and every package that we have to get out, to list out all the attributes inside of that. You may run the program with the following output will be loaded out over there. So commonly used classes in the datetime module are date class, time class, datetime class, time delta class. Datetime date class, you can instantiate date objects from the date class. A date object represents a date, that is a year, month, anything. So let's take one more example. So let's create date time dot date, and inside of this let's create 2019, 14 and 13. So I have created, and let's print d. So that's a date time object. If you check the type of it, so it's an date time date. So that's a completely different data type. So always make sure you are well versed with this. You can also write this in different formats also if you want to import any particular module. So again, I have always told you that from datetime, that is the module, import the function date, and let's write date d equals to date, and let's write 2022 and 3 and 21. Let's print d. Oops, typo. So that's 22 3. If you want to get the current date, it's quite easy. Date dot today. Just call out this and you will be getting out the date for today. If you want to get the timestamp, a particular timestamp, so for that we have one more function, that is date dot timestamp. It will give us actually the timestamp, like total timestamp of it. So it has the Unix timestamp is the number of seconds between a particular date and January 1, 1970 at UTC. So you can convert a timestamp to date. Okay, so if you have a timestamp, let's say, uh, let's take a timestamp from timestamp. Let's write out 1326244 Let's convert it out and check. Yeah. So that's the date for this particular timestamp. So how it is calculated? The Unix timestamp is again the number of seconds between a particular date and January 1, 1970. So we are just subtracting out with this. Again, you can print today's year, month, date, one by one also if you want. So let's assign something, date dot today. So you can check today first of all. If you want to check a particular year or day, so today dot year. Then again we have today dot day, today dot month. All of these are quite possible using our date time. Apart from this, we have one thing that is strip time method. So this method is for formatting date objects into readable strings. So what we can do from here is, let's take a particular date. So date equals to date time dot date time. Let's create out this 2018 dot 6 dot 1 check date. So we have date time dot date time. Now what I'm going to do is date time dot strtft time, and I'm going to mention, see we get, so we get June. So that's how we can get out. We have different formatting strings. You can always check out net, you will get all the formatting options. So we have A for weekdays, capital A for weekday full version, small w, small d, capital B, small b. All of these stands for different formatting statements. You can always check it out online. But for now, that's it for date time. I hope you enjoyed this session. So all of these sessions are more of an overview rather than being a much deeper, because I just wanted to give you a glimpse of what are libraries and how you can use it. So these are something that you are going to use a lot and a lot. For example, if you are going to play around with NumPy and Matplotlib in your future when you are learning about data science and machine learning, then you are going to use the concepts of libraries and packages, and then you are going to call out the package matplotlib, and then gonna play around or book out some interesting plots of that. So that's it for this video. Let's jump into our next video where we discuss about some more interesting libraries.